You saw me walking on the beach with feet, your feet.
Hello everyone, I'm Stephanie from Art and Craft Workshop at Stephanie. Welcome. So, do you guys know what we are going to do today? Today we are going to transform a simple glass bottle or a jar, depending on what you chose to decorate today. We are going to transform them into something beautiful, just like this. Let me show you a little example. This is a jar that I've done with my children, and this is a bottle that we have been decorating. What do you guys think? Do you like it? So, welcome everybody. First of all, please feel free to introduce yourself in the comments. Tell me your name, how old you are, where are you watching from, so I can say hello back to you. Let me put my glasses on so I can see the comment properly. So today we are going to use paint We are going to use some clay. We are going to use glue. One thing that I want you to have on hand, more important, a glass or a jar full of water. You're gonna need it a lot. Let me move this on. So what I want you guys to do, take out everything you have in the house, anything crafty, any paint you might have on hand, anything that you think you might use to decorate your bottle, even if it's not in the material that I listed. Take it out, gather everything together, and you're gonna use it to do your very own special bottle, okay? And let's start. Shall we get started? First of all, I want to go quickly through the material that we are going to use today. Okay, we are gonna need tissue paper. We are going to need glue. We are going to need some acrylic paint or oil paint if you have, but about the paint, if you don't have acrylic or oil paint. Hi Taya, how are you, darling? It's nice to see you here. Thank you for letting me know that you're watching. Okay, I was saying, so about the paint, if you don't have acrylic or oil paint, don't worry. Maybe you have some watercolor in the house. It's fine, it's the same. Let's try watercolor, why not? Let's try and see what happens, because the most important thing today, I want you to have fun with it. I want you to try, experiment, maybe you'll find out, maybe you will teach me something, who knows. So, this is about the paint. Then maybe we're gonna use some glitter. We are going to use clay. Again, I had a few messages saying that you couldn't get hold of clay. I understand these days it's a little bit difficult of, getting hold of things. So if you don't have clay, for example, do you have Play-Doh in the house? If you don't have Play-Doh, we can replace the clay altogether with, paper, for example. Instead of cutting out the clay, we can cut out simple white paper, for example, and then you can color it in later. You can use some colored paper. Maybe you have some glitter paper. Hi, Lacey and Isla or Isla. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. Hello. You guys, I'm very excited to be doing this video. By the way, this is my first online workshop, so if not everything is perfect, please bear with me. I will do better in my next one. And just to warn you in the beginning, the picture might be a little bit blurry. Maybe you already realized that. Unfortunately, that is issue with Facebook. There's nothing I can do about that. Hi, Louise, Chanel, darling, hello. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to be doing this by myself, but it's so nice to see you guys here. I see a lot of children that have already been in my workshops before. So nice to see you here, guys. So nice. Really, really happy to be doing this video. Okay, so I was saying, if you don't have clay, you can still do my bottle or my jar. You can replace it, cut out simple paper. You could use simple white paper, color paper, or even maybe you have some glitter paper in the house. You can use that too. Why not? We don't have to stick to the rule, okay? As I said, I just want you to have fun with it. Hi, Marie. Hi, Samantha. Okay, so let's get going. The material. Okay, where was I? The brushes. We are gonna need brushes. Take out all the size that you have in the house, all size of brushes. We might use a bigger one, smaller one, everything that you have. I mentioned it already, but I will say it again. keep on hand a glass of or a big jar of water. You're gonna need it a lot to rinse the brushes from the glue, from the paint. If you have a pair of little scissors, you may use it to cut the tissue paper, but it's not a necessity, okay? We can also rip it out. It doesn't have to be neatly cut, okay? And you guys, if along the way you have any questions, feel free to drop the question in the comments and I will answer back to you. And mom and dad, take pictures even during the work so I can see what the kids are up to, how it's going. And you know, it's gonna give us a feeling that we are all together, like if you were here working with me. I try to convince my kids to do it with me, but they have been doing it a lot these past few days. So, okay, I think as far as the materials go, I told you everything. You're ready? You have everything you need? Shall we start? Let's start. Okay, for the first step, what are you going to need? I'm going to use a bottle today, but you might have chosen to decorate a jar, which is absolutely fine because the process is exactly the same, okay? So, grab your bottle. You might want to use a little container or, for example, a plastic plate to pour your glue in. So, for the first step, glue, put some glue in a little container. Then grab a brush. The bigger, the better, because it's gonna be quicker, okay? Are you okay? Can you see me? Let me know if at any point you don't see me properly or you can't hear me properly, okay? As I said, this is my first time online. I mean, not my first time online, but my first time live, so I'm a little bit nervous. No, I'll be alright. Okay, so dip your brush in the glue. What we want to do is we want to cover the bottle in glue, just like that. Very simple, nothing complicated. You want to start from the bottom and then work your way up to the top, okay? Ready? Let's go. Are you doing it with me? There you go. You might want to hold the bottle like this when you go to the top, when you reach the top, so I'm wearing gloves, but maybe you're not, so you don't get your fingers too sticky. So use this technique to turn the bottle and to move it around to work on it. Okay, how's it going? This first step, this is easy, isn't it? It's nothing too complicated. But I am sure you're gonna do a fantastic job. As I said, if you have a big brush for this step, the better, because as you can see, you can do a little bit quicker. And there you go. As I said, I will be doing step by step with you. Again, if you have any question along the way, just let me know. And also let me know, can you see the table properly? Is that okay? Otherwise, I might adjust the camera a little bit. But I think you should be seeing it fine. You want to put quite a lot of glue, okay? Okay, my bottle is almost done. But don't you worry, I'm gonna wait for you to catch up. And there you go. There you go, almost done. So how is your bottles looking? Is it covered in glue already, or your jar? Again, if you're watching and if you're joining, please say hello in the comments so I know that you're here and I can say hello back. Say your name, your age, where are you watching from? There you go. Okay, I think my bottle is ready with the glue. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to all catch up. Again, use this technique to move the bottle, yeah? So you don't, okay. Like this is better, yes? You see better. So as you can see, my bottle is all covered in glue. Okay, the next step, what we want to do, as I said, if you have scissors, a pair of scissors and end, let's take a kitchen towel. Let's cut it in maybe 4 pieces, okay? 4 little squares, okay? Just like this. Okay, another one. If you don't have scissors, don't you worry, you can simply rip the paper, it doesn't matter. As I said, it doesn't have to be neatly cut, okay? Okay, step number 2. What we want to do now is take the tissue. We want to cover the whole bottle with tissue paper, okay? Apply a little pressure. I hope you guys can see properly. Again, if you cannot see properly, let me know, yeah? You know what? Maybe I'm gonna adjust the camera. I'm gonna put the camera a little bit closer so you can see the table a little bit, maybe better. There you go. Because you don't really need to see me at this point. You need to see what I'm doing, okay? Then later on you can see me again. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to cover the whole bottle with tissue paper, just like that, okay? Again, you can start from the bottom and then work your way up to the top. And just like that. Apply a little pressure to make sure that the tissue paper is sticking properly, yeah? Okay. There we go on the top. Then we put some more tissue paper. When you apply the tissue paper to the bottle, if it wrinkles a bit, don't you worry, even better. It's actually nicer. That is the point why we are putting tissue paper on the bottle, to give the bottle some texture, okay? To give it some nice texture. So you can even wrinkle it on purpose. Why not? As I said, have fun with it. Come up with new ways. Okay, see what it should be looking like? And now let's put some more. So we want to cover the whole bottle. If you have, like, for example here, see, a little piece of bottle that is not covered, just rip a little piece of tissue paper and put it here. Put some glue again. And we want the whole bottle covered in tissue paper. Okay. So for example here, see, I have this little bit. I'm going to put some more glue, just like that. and then cover it. Okay, now I need something here. So where is my tissue paper? There we are. How you guys doing? So if you are, maybe you're just watching, you're not actually doing it, but if anyone is doing it, please send me a picture of the work in progress so I can see where you're at, okay? And tell me if I'm rushing, let me know. Where is my, there you are. There you go. I'm gonna cover this bit now. Okay. And I'm going to cut this I don't need for the moment. So again, apply some pressure to make sure that the tissue paper is sticky. Now I just need a little bit for this top, so what I can do is I can put this one is enough, yes. Okay, let's put some more glue. There you go. And I think we covered the whole bottle. Yes, there you go. I'm gonna add a little piece here. See? I'm gonna add a little piece of tissue paper on this bit, just to make sure that it's all covered. And there you go. Maybe that's too big. Okay, so this is what more or less it should be looking like. Okay? There you go. Okay, I think it's looking good. So, where are you guys at? How is it coming? Is your bottle covered in tissue paper? Okay, now for step number 2. If you're still working on the tissue paper, let me know. I can wait a few minutes, okay? Okay. So step number 2, we are still going to need the glue and a big brush, the same brush that you've been using now, okay? What we want to do now, again, we're going to be applying glue all over the bottle, over the tissue paper. When you do so, go very gentle. These steps is to make sure that the paper is actually sticking properly to the bottle, to fix it basically. Okay? Go very gentle, softer, gentle strokes. Otherwise you might be taking the tissue paper off. Okay? And let's go. Let's do this. See? So once the glue will be dry, the tissue paper will be becoming harder and it will give a nice texture to the bottle. Okay? like this. It doesn't have to be now too much glue, okay? It's just a little bit, but all over the bottle. Especially when you see the little bits, when you see the tissue paper coming off a bit, you gently push it down. For example, here, you gently push it down with the brush, okay? And there you go. Applying a little bit more glue. Okay. Let me move this one so you can see better. Make sure you reach every part of the bottle, okay? I know now at this point the bottle is very sticky. So again, use this technique to move it around so you don't have to grab it. And I think, okay, I think my bottle is covered entirely in glue by now. Now for the bottom here, this one will be covered in glue and tissue paper as well, but you will be doing this at the very end. When the whole bottle is finished, when the bottle is completely dry, that's when you're gonna work on your... Oh, there was a little bit of water inside the bottle. Okay. So I was saying at the very end, when the bottle is completely dry and finished, so maybe after one day, then you can work on your bottle, because you can put the bottle laying down like this and work on it. And you are gonna be doing exactly the same. Put some glue, some tissue paper, and then I get some glue. Let it dry a bit, paint it, and that's it. And your bottle is finished. Okay, now let's put, if you finish with this step, let's put the bottle aside for a few minutes to give a chance to the glue to dry a little bit, okay? Maybe clean a little bit your hands to get rid of some glue. So again, let me know guys how you're doing, how the bottle is coming, or the jar. Feel free to ask questions in the comments or take pictures and let me see how is the work coming on, okay? I'm gonna give you a chance to catch up. In the meantime, I want you guys to start thinking. Okay, you can see me here. I want you guys to start thinking which color you would like to paint your bottle, because the next step will be give the bottle a color. Okay, so as you can see, for this bottle I chose green. Green is my favorite color. You can choose any color you like. You can even choose 2 or 3 colors, why not? You don't have to do just one color. Here's an idea. You could do this bit one color, another color this bit, and then again another color at the very bottom. Why not? The possibilities are endless, okay? Use your imagination, have fun with it, and let me know which color you chose. Now I already have a green bottle. Let me show you guys another bottle that we have been doing. This is another one that we've been doing, but it's a different technique. Here, for this texture, we have been using a different technique, but I really like this one. Okay, I hope the picture is better now. I hope it's not blurred anymore. I hope you can see a little bit better. Okay, have you guys decided which color to do your bottom? Let me see, which color can I choose this time? I think I'm gonna go with, okay, I'm gonna go with blue this time. That is my color. So, as I said, the next step will be coloring the bottom. Now, ideally, you should wait until the glue is dry, okay? And then paint. But for experience, I can say that's not necessary. You can also paint it right now. I did that with this bottle, okay? I didn't wait for the glue to dry completely. I just went ahead and painted it. And we're doing this together today, so just go ahead and paint your bottle. Oops. Ooh la la. Okay. Again, the brush that you use with the glue, now please put it in water and rinse it. Give it a good rinse, because when you use glue with the brush, the brush can get ruined easily, okay? It can get a little bit hard, and then you won't be able to use it anymore. So maybe take a clean brush. Again, the bigger the better, because you're gonna be doing quicker. Okay. Are you guys ready to give the bottle some color? Maybe you can. Okay, so at least I can see you a little bit. All right, let's do this. Oops. Okay. Now, if you're using acrylic paint, you don't really need to use, you don't really need to put any water in it. But also, if you're using watercolor or oil paint, for this you don't need to put any water. Don't dilute the color in water, just use the plain color. Again, I'm going to start from my bottom, okay? And that's what you do. Now just go ahead and paint the bottom. This is my favorite part. I don't know why, but this is my favorite part. When you apply the color to the bottle, you want to give it very short, gentle, soft stroke. Don't go like this, because you might take off all the paper. Remember, the paper and the glue is not dry yet, okay? So go ahead and just apply short stroke and very, very gentle. Oh, I like this blue. Do you like the color that I chose? I think it's a nice blue. And please take picture. I know I said this before, but I want to say it again. Please, if you're doing this with me, if you're only watching to learn and then do it later on when you have all the material, it's fine. But if you're doing this with me right now, please send me a picture. I want to see what you're up to. I want to see the kids' work. I can't wait to see the kids' work, actually. And I'm sure your bottle is gonna look, or your jar is gonna look even better than mine. Oh, I really like this blue. There you go. I would love to know what's your favorite color. I know you see half of my head, but that's okay, because you need to see what I'm doing. Yeah? There you go. Again, if you just started painting, start from your bottom, from the bottom, no, your bottom, from the bottom of the bottle, and work your way up, okay? So you can hold the bottle and hold the bottle like this, okay? So you don't have to grab it because the bottle is still a little bit sticky. I love this blue. Look at that. Now I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see. Do you see all the wrinkles of the paper? And that's what I like. That's the beauty of it. That's why we put tissue paper, to give the bottle exactly this look, to give some texture, okay? And I'm telling you, I started to do this bottle just short time ago. Until a few months ago, I had never done this before. And I really like it. I really like the possibilities are endless. You can, oops, see, I went too harsh on this bit and a little piece of tissue paper came off. So again, go very gentle stroke. You don't want to take the tissue paper off. You just want to apply the color, yeah? For the kids that have been already to my workshop, you know that there is one thing that is never missing from my workshop. You know what that is? Music. Do you remember that? I never ever work without music, but I didn't put any on today because I was afraid that you couldn't hear me properly. But when you do art, there's nothing better to just relax, take all your paints out, all your crafty material, put some nice, relaxing music, and do art. So if this goes well, we are going to be doing weekly session, weekly workshop. We're going to be doing a lot of nice things. I can tell you the next one we will be using a lot of paint and we will be learning something new and fun, let's say. Okay, when you reach the top, it's going to be a bit tricky to move the bottle because obviously you can't grab it to turn it around, but that's okay. You can always adjust. If you mess up a little bit the top, it doesn't matter. We can always go back to it. One thing I forgot to mention. If you are decorating a jar instead of a bottle, this is one way of doing it. We put tissue paper, as I said, to give the bottle some nice texture. And also because this, if you remember, was colored. The glass was colored. It was green glass. But if you are using a clear, transparent glass like this one, for example, either a jar or a bottle, you can skip this step. You don't have to put the tissue paper if you don't want to. You can easily apply the paint directly onto the jar. See? And it's perfectly fine. Another way of doing it, you can use a little sponge, just dip it in the paint, and you go. Let me see if you can see. Yeah, and you go just like this, and you apply the paint like this on the bottom, on the jar or bottle. Yeah. See? Okay. If you want a smooth surface, okay? If you want to have some texture, then you go ahead and apply the tissue paper like we just did. All right? Okay, I think my bottle is almost done. Do you know what's the next step? The next step will be clay time. Yay, we're gonna work on our decoration. And the decorations to put on the bottle. So, how you guys doing? Let me know. Talk to me. Tell me if you're watching, if you can see properly, if you're doing it with me, if you're just following the steps to learn. Please let me know. Because this is the first time I do an online workshop, and well, I'm still trying to figure out how to do it properly. But I really want to find a way of keep doing art with you guys. So I think right now that's the only way. And that's fine. We can still have fun with it. I think my bottle is done. I think the color, it's done. There you go. Oh, I have paint somewhere. Okay, let me show you my bottle. Can you see properly? Yay! So I put the paint all over the bottle. I didn't leave any white space. Maybe you use more than one color. I would love to see that if you did. And I would love to see the color that you chose if you're doing this with me, okay? All right. Okay, now if you finish this step, again it's time to put our bottle aside and to again use this technique to move your bottle. Okay, so you don't have to grab it. Let's put it aside. Let's leave it to dry a little. Now, if you're doing this with me, when we are going to put the decoration on the bottle, obviously the paint will still be wet. It won't be completely dry, but that's okay. If you're not doing this with me and you do it later on, my advice is leave the acrylic oil, whichever paint you use, leave it to dry. If it's acrylic or oil, it will take longer. If it's watercolor, well, I never done this with watercolor, but if you're trying that, watercolor dries much quicker, okay? But the best would be to leave the paint to dry before you go ahead and put, because you will be able to handle the bottom better. Obviously, you can touch the bottle without messing up your hand and without taking the paint off. But today we are doing it together, so I will not wait for the paint to dry. And after all, when I did this bottle, I didn't, and I think it came out pretty okay. What do you think? As you can see, I added a little bit of glitter. Actually, when I done this bottle, let me tell you something funny. You could add at the very end, when everything is done, you could add some glitter paint, or you could add some, let me show you, some simple glitter. So if you decide to add glitter paint, all you have to do is wait for it to dry completely, and then this is like paint, so you just pour it, dip the brush, and you apply the glitter in whichever part you want of the bottle. So maybe you want to apply it all over like I did, or maybe you just want to apply it in little sections, okay? That's your choice. If you're using this glitter, you're gonna have to put again a little bit of glue in the parts that you want to be you want to add the glitter on, and then you just sprinkle, in the same way as you would do to put glitter on a piece of paper. But if you don't have glitter paint and you don't even have this glitter, fear not. When I done this bottle, I didn't have no glitter paint. Sorry, I forgot that the camera is there. As I said, I never done this before. I'm learning. When I done this bottle, I didn't have glitter paint and I didn't even have this glitter. Let me show you what I used. This is what I used. Do you have some nail polish in the house? I used some glitter nail polish. I bought this in a £1 shop, but when I put it on my nails, I found it very hard to take off, so I said, no, I can't use this again. I used it on my bottle instead. For this bottle, I wanted to add some shine to the grapes, and I couldn't think of anything that I had on hand that would allow me to do that. And then I remember I had this transparent nail polish, okay? And that's what I did. I applied here on the grape. Can you see how the grape are a little bit shiny? Yeah? And that's what I did. So again, if you don't have some paint or glitter, use your imagination. I'm sure you can find something in the house that you can use instead and achieve maybe even a better result. Again, the camera is there, Stefania. Stefania, that's me. Okay, next step is we are going to add the clay. We are going to work on our clay. We are going to work on our decoration. Your brush that you use for the, if you use acrylic with it, put it in the water and give it a good rinse now, because acrylic paint and oil paint are very hard to take off, okay? And again, just like glue, it can ruin your brush if you leave it too long. So you don't want to waste your brushes, do you? Okay. Can put this aside for the moment. Then this. Let's make some order in my desk. And now we are going to work on our clay, on our decoration. Okay. So if you have clay, it's fine. But if you don't have clay, as I said, instead of clay, you could even work on simple paper. Do you have any white paper, even colored paper, maybe glitter paper you can use? So instead of cutting the clay, you will be cutting paper. Why not? Maybe your bottle is going to turn out even better than mine. Let's see what we can use to, okay. So let's start by cutting a piece of clay. I'm using air dry white clay. Now, what you want to do, what I usually do to work the clay, I just make it into a ball to begin with, to smooth it out. Then I press like this, and then to make it flat, see? You work it like that, just to make it thinner. If you have something like this, you can also use it, but it's not necessarily. Make sure your hands are clean from the paint, otherwise you will stain the clay. Okay? So you don't want it too thin, but you don't want it too thick either. Something like that. Okay? Something like this. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to use for my decoration, I'm going to use this flower cutter. But you could, if you don't have those, you could have maybe some shape cutters from a Play-Doh set, something like that. You can use any shape you want, really. It doesn't have to be flowers, okay? You could use even something like this. You could use biscuit cutters, biscuit shapes. See, you can use even something like this. Or if you don't have cutters at all, again, not a problem. You can carve anything you want just directly out of the clay. You could do little dots, you could do little flowers yourself. Now, if you're using a cutter like me, when you've done this, use the simple tip of your brush to gently push it down if it's stuck. Okay? Oh, I think I broke my flowers. Ah, there you go. Once you have your shape, smooth a little bit the edges. Let me show you properly. Because the edges are always a little bit uneven, so you want to smooth them over a little bit like this. Okay? And I have my first flower. So, I'm gonna cut a few of them to have them ready. You do the same. And same procedure here. Same thing. I'm going to smooth the edges a little bit. Okay. And we have another flower. I'm gonna do, let's say, 3 flowers. Let me use a different shape. Now I'm gonna do a little bit smaller. So is anyone doing it with me? Or are you just watching? There you go. Remember, take pictures, please take pictures. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see the color you chose if you're doing it with me. If you are behind, if you started but you are still on the previous step, let me know if you need any help, if you have any question. Okay? Okay. I'm losing my apron. Okay. Okay, so the next step is we are going to put our decoration on the bottle. So what we're going to do now, again, you're going to need glue and a smaller brush this time, maybe something like this. Yeah? You could do it 2 ways. You could either apply the glue directly on the bottle in the spot where you want to stick the flower, but to do that you would have to wait until the paint is completely dry. So what we're going to do instead, we are going to apply the glue directly on the flower, on the back of the flower. The back is the part that is a little bit rougher, less smooth. Okay, there you go. So I'm applying glue. Make sure you apply it to the all of the flower, okay? So there you go. Let me show you properly. There you go. And then let's take the bottle again. Again, move it this way so you don't have to grab it, otherwise you will take off the paint. Tilt it a little bit like this. I want to put my flower here. Just go and hold it for a few seconds, okay? Apply a little pressure to make sure that the flower is stuck, properly stuck onto the bottle. You see? Ooh, I like my bottle blue and white. And that is one. I'm gonna do exactly the same with my second flower. So again, let's take a smaller brush. Let's apply glue on the back of the flower or any shape that you chose to do. It's very simple. There you go. Okay. Oops. Let's do it like this. And again, grab your bottle like this so you don't have to put your hands on the paint, on the fresh paint. And tuck it in. And again, hold it a few seconds to make sure that the flower is properly sticking onto the bottle. You guys can hear me okay, right? And see me properly. There you go. Samantha, how you doing? Are you doing the bottle with me? Are you still here? Chanel and Lacey and Aitla, I would love to know what you're up to. If you're doing this with me, please send me a picture. Send me a picture now. Have your mom and dad to take a picture now so I see where you're at to. Okay? There you go. And we have 2 flowers already on the bottle. What do you guys think? How does it look? I want to see yours. And anything that I'm doing, if you look at my bottle and then you look at your bottle or jar and you think, oh, I've done something wrong, oh, it doesn't look the same, let me tell you a secret. It doesn't have to, okay? Because that's your bottle, that's your art, that's your jar, this is mine, that is yours, okay? Everything you do is unique, just like you are. Remember that, always. There you go. Let me put one more. Oh, this chair is not comfortable at all. Let me put the last flower. So again, we apply glue with a small brush this time to the back of the flower, okay? There you go. I hope I haven't been rushing, that I haven't been going too fast. Let me know if I did. There you go. Again, we put glue on the back of the flower, okay? And now, I think I just saw, oh no, maybe I'm mistaken. Just ignore me. Okay. Again, if you're watching, say hi. Even if you're not doing this with me, but you're watching maybe to learn how to do it. Maybe you didn't have all the materials to do it right now. Let me know you're watching. Let me know you're there, so I can say hello back to you. And tuck it there. And that's our flower. Again, apply a little pressure. Apply a little pressure to make sure that the flower is properly stick. Don't grab your bottle because remember your paint is still wet. Okay. Let me put it closer to the camera. There you go. All right. Now, if you want to add, oh, look at me. Oh, mamma mia. Almost. I said it. What was I about to say? If you want to add a little bit of details to the bottle, to the decoration, to the clay decoration, that's how you do it. For example, take a little brush, the back of the brush, maybe even smaller, yeah, just like that. And for example, this is something that you could do. You could just add something like this. See what I've done there? So again, you just do little dots on the flower. Yeah? That is one way of adding a little bit of details to the flower. Or if you have something a little sharp on hand, like a little needle, but be very careful with it, guys, okay? If you're little, have your mom and dad help you with that, okay? So you take something a little sharp, and let me get closer to the camera. So you could add little line to the flower, just like that. I think, let me put the camera a little bit on the table. Yeah. Can you see properly? Yes. I think, yeah. Okay, just like this. Yeah. You could do little lines onto the flower. All right. Just to add a little bit of details to the flower. I'm gonna do all of them. Next, I'm gonna add a couple of leaves. Again, go very soft because the flower still is drying. The glue is still drying, so it's still sticking on the bottle, but it could come off otherwise. So like this. And like that. And can you see? Can you see what we've done here? Yeah. Okay. Now, one more thing I'm gonna add to the bottle is, so take a little piece of, oops, it went away. Take a little piece of clay, do a little dot, a little ball, just like that. Grab your bottle and put it in the center of your, you apply it on the center of your flower, okay? But yeah, we need to put some glue. So grab your little brush, bit of glue, apply the glue in the center of your flower. Yeah. Then take the little piece of clay and press it. See? This one. Okay? And then what I like to do to this, I do little dots inside. with something sharp. Okay, there you go. And I'm gonna do exactly the same for the other two flowers. So again, we are applying a bit of glue, little glue here in the center of the flower, and then little piece of clay and another little piece of clay. And there you go. Okay, there you go. See what I done there? I added a little dot in the center of each flower. Okay? There you go. And last, I'm gonna do little dots with this little Sharpie here. I'm gonna do little dot in the center of the flower. Wait a second. Need to wait a few seconds for the camera to adjust the focus. Can you see it? Can you guys see it properly? Can you see it? Yeah. There you go. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna do a leaf. I'm gonna add a couple of leaves to the bottom, just like this one. Okay? Let me find a big, yeah, just like this, see? Or this at the top, the leaf. Okay. So what I do, I carve them out directly from the clay. I don't have a leaf shape, a leaf cutter, so I just carve them out like this with something sharp. I'm gonna do a big leaf this time. See how I'm doing it? Now let's take it out. Again, let's smooth a little bit the edge. And we have our leaf. And what I do also, I'm gonna carve, you know, the little veins that are on the leaf. We're gonna do with this little sharp thingy. Like this. And we have our leaf. And now we do exactly the same as we did with the flower. We take the small brush, we apply some glue at the back of our little shape, our little leaf. And let me see, where shall I put my leaf here? I'm gonna put it here. Again, apply some pressure, a few seconds, not too long, just to make sure that, just push it down a little bit to make sure. If a little paint goes on the white clay, don't worry, we are gonna paint over later on, alright? I know we should be finished by now, it's 2:30, but I never respect the timing anyway. Anyone that has ever been to my workshops know that we always usually we always finish later than scheduled. But it's okay, I don't mind. Again, let's add a little bit of details with this little sharp thing. And you have your leaf. Okay, smooth it over a little bit. If you see there are some rough bits and pieces. Okay, what do you think so far? I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so I think I finished with my decoration for now. So what we're going to do next? We are going to paint the decoration. When you paint, if you paint them straight away, as soon as you put them on the bottle, please go very softly, otherwise you might risk taking the decoration off because they still didn't dry yet properly, okay? So, if I can lift a little bit, I want to see you a little bit. Hello again. I hope you guys are having fun and I hope you are trying this, and I hope that you're gonna try this later on. Okay, so for my flower, I'm gonna choose pink and yellow. Okay, again, acrylic paint, but if you don't have acrylic paint, use any paint that you have in the house. Maybe you have nail polish, colored nail polish, use that, why not? Simple watercolor, go ahead and use that. Just try and see what happens. Experiment, discover, and have fun with it. And don't forget to say hi, okay? I know there's more people watching that. I can see that there's more people watching than that they said hi, okay? So I really want to know what you're up to. I want to know your name. And I want to see your work. So take pictures of the work in progress, moms and dad. So let's go ahead and paint our decoration. Then we are almost done. And I'm already thinking about the next workshop, what to do, and I have a fantastic idea. Actually, something that was suggested to me by my children's beautiful Auntie Ruta. Hi, Auntie Ruta, if you're watching, say hi if you're watching. Where is my water? Oh, okay, take a clean brush now. Or rinse your brush in the water. Okay. And also dry, if you're rinsing the brush that you used before, dry it a little bit, okay? Now for this, to paint your decoration, you might want to use a little brush, like this. Now, it should be quite soft, and not too soft and not too hard, something in the middle if you have. Because if it's too soft, you might not paint properly. If it's too hard, you might risk on damaging the clay. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, let me find my other brush, 1 second. I'm gonna start with the petals, okay? You guys can see, yes? I'm gonna start painting the petal pink. I like pink. Oh, I love how this bottle is coming. I know you can't see much. I can see the camera is not really clear. But what I'm doing, I'm coloring the flower's petal pink. Okay, maybe, no. I'm going to point it on the table again. and put it a little bit closer. Okay, now you should be able to see better. Yes? Okay. So we are painting the decoration. We are painting the clay. Any kind of clay can be painted on. If anyone is using a few days ago I posted on my page the recipe for the homemade hair dry clay. If any of you is using that or try to do that at home, please let me know how it went. I've done it with my kids the other day and it came out pretty good. So I would love to know if any of you try that one, or if you're using it right now to make your bottle. Now, what I suggest when you paint your decoration, give one coat to all of them. Wait a little bit for the paint to dry properly, and then go on a second time and give a second coat. You will see that the color becomes obviously much brighter and much nicer. But wait for it to dry a little bit, because if you go in a second time when the paint is still wet, you won't see any difference. You will actually be taking off the paint. So give a soft, gentle first coat and then go in for the second one. Okay. So for my flowers, again, I chose pink, light pink, and yellow. I would love to see your color choice. There you go. So I gave two of my flowers a first coat. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paint the very center of the flower, and I'm going to paint it yellow. I'm gonna show you up close in just a minute, to show you guys how it looks like. Okay. And let me show you. I know from the camera you can't really see the light pink. It looks more like white. But I think it's the camera. But it looks pretty nice to me. Yay! As I said, let it dry a little bit before giving a second coat. Okay? Okay, now we are gonna go and do our leaf. So I'm gonna need some green. Again, say hi if you're watching. Please say hi, even if you're not doing this with me. Leave a comment on the video. Let me know that you're here, even if you just want to say hello. Okay, now, as I said, I'm gonna wash my brush. Again, when you change color, if you use the same brush, remember guys to always rinse your brush, especially if you're using acrylic or paint. Dry it a little bit. And now let's do our leaf. Put quite a lot of paint on your brush, okay? Looking good, looking good. But I still didn't see any of your work, guys. Why you don't want to send it to me? And there you go. Oh, what do you guys think? Oops. What do you guys think? I think it looks good. Now to make this leaf even nicer, what I like to do sometimes, you can take now a dark green. Okay, this is Viridian green it's called. Not too much. And well, again, you should do this when the paint is dry, but I'm just gonna show you now quickly. Take a very, very thin brush. Can you see? Can you see properly how thin this is? Yeah. Go and take darker green and you go. Let me put it in front of the camera. Let me see if. And you add some details on the leaves, something like that. Something like that. There you go, looking better. Little bit more green on here on the edge. There you go. Okay. Okay, last step. I'm gonna take some dark green now and add a little bit of details to my flowers. Again, I'm gonna take a thin brush, but I'm gonna rinse it before. Or maybe I'm just gonna take another one. Okay, just very thin brush. Again, dark pink. My petals are light pink. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of details. Give it a moment to the camera to adjust. Okay. And there you go. We added a little bit of details to the flowers. Okay? All right. So, what next? Now, if any of you came to my workshop, you know that I like to add a little sparkle to everything whenever I can. Glitter, something shiny. We can do this with this bottle, but ideally it's better to wait when the paint is going to be completely dry, okay? But let me just show you quickly what we can do. If you have glitter paint, you simply apply it directly wherever you want to apply the glitter. I can't do it now because the paint is still wet, so it's not gonna actually add any glitter, but it's gonna, not much, it's gonna just take the paint off. So again, when the paint is completely dry, go ahead and add the glitter. If you have this glitter instead, again, when the paint is completely dry, then you give it a little bit of glue wherever you want to add the glitter, and then just sprinkle the glitter exactly the same way as you would do on a piece of paper. Okay, exactly the same way. If you don't have, I told you this before, I'm going to tell you again, if you don't have any glitter or you don't have any glitter paint, maybe you have at home, where did I put it? Maybe you have at home a nail polish, maybe a glitter nail polish. That's what I use for this bottle. I didn't have any paint, any glitter paint, any glitter. I had some nail polish with glitter in it, and I used that, and I just went, and it holds perfectly. Don't know if you guys can see this properly, but it came out really, really nice and shiny. Again, you could add it all over, or you could add just on the leaves, on the details, on the decoration, okay? Again, use whatever you have in the house, have fun with it, and use your imagination. Last thing, again, as I said before, we are going to have to do the bottom as well, but you only do that when your whole bottle, the paint and everything is completely dry, when the clay is dry. So wait at least 1 or 2 days just to make sure. Then what you do, you simply lay the bottle in horizontal like that, and you do exactly the same as we done on the bottom. Put some glue, tissue paper, let it dry a few minutes. Again, a coat of glue, let it dry again a few minutes, and then you can paint it. And then leave the bottle in horizontal layout just to let it dry and make sure that it doesn't touch any surface, okay? And I think that is it. I think we finished everything. Yes, I think at this point, let me put the camera back up so you can see me again. You guys, I think at this point you have all the knowledge, all the tools to make your very own special and beautiful bottles or jar. I'm sure you will be doing a great job if you haven't done already so. But there is one more thing that I want you guys to do for me. Please, please help mom and dad tidy up now, okay? First thing first, your brushes. That is very important. Take care of your brushes straight away. Rinse them in water, then give them a wash with warm water and soap, especially if you've been using acrylic or oil paint. because otherwise if the acrylic or oil paint dries up on the brush, it will ruin the brush. They will become very hard and you won't be able to use them anymore. So straight away, take care of your brushes, and then when they are clean and washed, just put them in a jar up like this and shape them again with your fingers and let them dry. Take care of your clay. Put your clay back in the airtight container. Make sure all in its paper is appropriate paper. Make sure that it doesn't get dry, otherwise again you won't be able to use it anymore. One last thing, but very important. Please, please, please send me a picture of your work. Okay? When you finish, when you're done your bottle, send me a picture of your work. You can send it here in the comment of this video, because in the next workshop I would like to show that off. And I would also like to publish that on my page. I want to show off your beautiful work, guys. Okay? So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something new today. It was really, really great to work with you. I had a lot of fun, and I hope to see you in my next workshop. My next workshop will be most likely next week. Hopefully there will be weekly session. I'm working on giving you a weekly session, both weekend and during the week, for different kind of age groups. And the next workshop will be something fun. We're going to be using a lot of paint. We're going to be learning a little fun technique. And I think that's it. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.